Hello, hello. I'm Kim Wade. Welcome. Welcome to the Pondering video. If you're new and if you've been here before, welcome back. Welcome back. Today we're talking about creativity, nurturing our artist. Nurturing our artist is the habit for the whole month of September in our Hygge, in our women's group, the Inner Circle. So why do we think about creativity as a healthy habit? Right? Why do we think about creativity or our artistic selves as a habit that we want to be sort of moving and fostering in our lives? Well, my idea is that the creative essence, that artistic self inside of us, is what makes us truly unique. It is the most genuine part of ourselves. It is the most authentic part of ourselves. So when we are making time for art or creative influences, we are letting our inner self, our inner child, our inner workings really come out. Now, the habit is not make art. The habit is nurturing our creativity, nurturing our artist. So my first ponder for you today, what does it mean to nurture? Right? What does it mean to nurture? And remember, creativity doesn't mean write a book or write a song or make a movie or a painting. It means to show up in a way where you are expressing who you are in a unique way. Okay, in a unique way. So in the Inner Circle, we were talking about the idea of creating something new with your special imprint. It could be solving problems at work, right? It could be the way you decorate your dinner table or your hair or your home, right? It could be any of these things. How are you going to nurture your artist, nurture your genuine inner self this month? And I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it. And the reason, let's ponder one more thing before I tell you the other thing, is what happens when a person lives with a creative lens on their life versus what happens to a person who doesn't. How different are their lives? Now, remember, we're not saying right or wrong or good or bad or better or worse. We're saying, how is it different? Which life do you want to live the consequences of? One who lives with a creative lens, a colorful, playful, magical lens, or one who sort of stays under the radar, stays in the status quo, and doesn't make too much noise, right? Very different lives. So that's what we're talking about, nurturing. As always, this month, I read my favorite book, one of my favorite books, Frederick by Leo Lionni. This was given to my children when they were born, my twins, 18 years ago by Cheryl and Michael. So if you're watching Cheryl and Michael, I love this book. We still love it. And I'd like to read it to you. So grab a beverage if you can and sit back and listen to the story of Frederick by Leo Lionni. Frederick. All along the meadow where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away. The barn was abandoned and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, except Frederick. Frederick, why don't you work? They said. I do work, said Frederick. I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days. And when they saw Frederick sitting there staring at the meadow, they said, And now, Frederick? Well, I gather colors, answered Frederick simply, for winter is gray. Look at this guy. He's like, yeah, right. And once Frederick seemed half asleep. Are you dreaming, Frederick? They asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, Oh, no, I am gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say. The winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideouts in the stones. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun, rays, and colors and words. What about your supplies, Frederick? They asked. Close your eyes, said Frederick as he climbed on a big stone. Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how their golden glow? And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the four little mice felt warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? And how about the colors, Frederick? They asked anxiously. Close your eyes again, Frederick said. And when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. And the words, Frederick. Frederick cleared his throat, waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the four-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? Four little field mice who live in the sky. Four little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with little cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are four? Think of a year with one less or one more. When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. But Frederick, they said, you are a poet. Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, I know it. The end. So we're all putting in the work, right? The people who add the flavor, add the color, add the seasonings to our lives makes it so much more. So what can you do today to bring art to this world, to bring your creative edge to this world? Again, it could be anything. It could be the way you're solving problems. It could be the way you're describing yourself or others. It could be the way that you're moving with the energy of the house or the hair or whatever it is. Show up in a creative lens today. Express yourself. I think that should be a song. And as always, may it be of deep benefit to you. Deep bows, so much love. I'll see you next time. And namaste.